Hi, I am Sai Prashant Adabala. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting concept called software or sprint testing. Before we are going to study or before we are going to see about sprint or software testing, let us see here. So our concept is levels of testing. In levels of testing, document testing, unit testing and integration testing were there. Once this document testing was completed, then unit testing is going to be conducted by the Scrum team developers. This document testing was done by PO and Scrum team developers. Document testing. Okay. Document testing in the sense PO does SBL sprint backlog and product backlog documents will be there. No, some user stories, all user stories. Then and high level designs or low level designs are developed and documented by the Scrum team developers. Then after that, Scrum team developers will develop code for that. Piece by piece is called as unit testing. Piece of code is developed and perform unit testing. Then after they integrate all those piece of codes and they perform integration testing. Once after successful completion of the document testing, unit testing and integration testing, then the software means with the sprint, the developed build is generated. The build is released at testing. The build is ready to release for testing side. So now Scrum team in general, so Scrum team testers are going to get that build. Okay, Scrum team testers are going to get that build. Yeah, let me update the text size here. Okay, you see here. Okay, Scrum team testers are going to, yeah, okay. Then the Scrum team testers are going to receive the developed build from Scrum team developers. Once after receiving the developed build from the developers, Scrum team, see here, Scrum team testers will receive developed build from Scrum team developers. Okay, they receive the build from Scrum team developers. Then after receiving that, yeah, after receiving the build from Scrum team developers, they are going to perform testing over the developed build. How the testing will be performed? The testing will be performed over that developed build by the Scrum team testers. Either they may choose like this. They may conduct through manual or else they may conduct through automation. Either they may conduct in the mobiles or they may conduct in the computer also. Okay, if it is app means the developer software is related to app means they conduct testing in mobiles. If it is a site means if it related to computer means developer software works in computer means they perform testing in computer. Based on the requirement they choose the option for either manual or automation. Okay, so now let us see. The software testing is of two types. So in general, I told software quality. Quality of software means both. When we say software is quality software, when it satisfies the requirements and expectations of, yeah, 1 minute. When it satisfies the re- requirements and requirements and expectations of customer, then we call it that software is an quality software. Then we call that software as quality software. Okay, so now see here, the same way, at the same way, the software testing is done in two ways, means two types. That is, first one is functional testing, and next one is non functional testing. Non functional testing. Okay, these are the two types. Okay, when you see the functional testing, first functional testing is conducted as per the requirements, based on the customer requirements. Customer requirements are covered here, and process is with respect to customer requirement, and procedure is important in functional testing. Whereas if you see in the non-functional testing, the environment is important, and the non-functional testing is done with respect to customer expectations. Okay, so now in functional testing, whatever the types of functional testing were there, means there are 8 types was. First one is GUI testing. GUI testing means graphical user interface testing. And the next one is input domain testing. And next one is error handling testing. Then after error handling testing, and let me update this. Okay, error handling testing. Then after error handling testing, it is manipulation testing, and then after database testing, then after data volume testing, then after that data volume testing, then after the data volume, next one is data recovery testing. Next one is integration testing. Okay, these are the types of testing done in functional testing. Functional testings are mandatory. All these first one is graphical user interface testing, input domain testing, error handling testing, manipulation testing. These 4 testings are, 4 means front side, like we say front end testing. These 4 are front end testing. Okay, then database, data volume, recovery are back end testing. This integration testing is called interconnectivity, means between front end and back end, interconnectivity. Okay, integration testing we can call like. Okay, these are the types of functional testings. Then next, coming to non-functional testing, first one is usability testing. The next one is, after usability testing, compatibility testing. Next one is, after that, configuration testing. Okay, next, after configuration testing, the next one is performance testing. Then after security testing. Okay, then after that multi-language testing. After multi-language, next one is parallel testing. Then after that compliance testing. Okay, these are the non-functional testing. 8 types of non-functional testings were done, and you can see here functional testing of 8 types: graphical, input error, input domain error handling. All these 8 types of testings were be done. These are mandatory. Whereas in non-functional testing, some tests were chosen based on the requirements. Okay, main like performance, security tests are mandatory testing. Usability, performance, security. Remaining were optional in the based on the requirements and time schedule as per the customer requirements. They cost, based on the cost. All those basing on all those, they are going to perform all these non-functional testings. Okay, so in the next session I am going to elaborate about, completely discuss about functional testing, all 8 testing scenarios. Graphical user means testing concepts, graphical user interface, input domain, all these type of testings. Okay, functional testing is done with respect to customer requirements, and non-functional testing is done with respect to customer expectations. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.